A local city official aims to take aggressive action against those who drive ATVs illegally. State and local laws prohibit the use of vehicles in most public and private areas, except in cases where the driver has explicit permission. Due to an increase in incidents of illegal driving and complaints by residents, City Councilor Jay DiLisio is working on an ordinance that will tighten the local laws on illegal drivers. DoubleACS's James Friedman spoke with the councilor to learn more about the proposed law.
My name is Jay DiLisio. I'm a city councilor at large, and we're here today to talk about the ATV ordinance, which was brought into my committee, which is City Property and Claims, last winter, and it's something that's been brought in several different times over the past several years. This ordinance, when it was brought in, was just to investigate the use of ATVs on city property, which is already prohibited by Mass General Law. My investigation with my committee actually was pretty interesting. We held a neighborhood meeting on February 2nd at City Hall. We had about 40 to 45 people show up on both sides of the aisle. We had Chief Hegney and probably 4 or 5 other police officers. We had a representative from the Massachusetts Environmental Police show up as well, really to discuss the issue. And it's a pretty cumbersome, complex issue. And the one thing that I pulled away from that is there are a lot of responsible riders in the city of Attleboro. And I really want the responsible riders to know I was impressed with the way they conducted themselves. I'm impressed with the way they conduct themselves when they're out riding. And the ordinance that we're working on now has nothing to do with the responsible riders. We're looking to target the riders who are riding their dirt bikes, ATVs, off-road recreational vehicles in the city streets, darting out in front of school buses, in front of motor vehicles, and really you're putting yourself in a situation where you could injure someone out playing in the streets too, and that's something we want to make sure that we don't have to ever cross that bridge. And my phone's been ringing quite a lot over the last probably 4 to 5 weeks especially. It's really all over the city. You can go almost anywhere in the city and see someone riding through. I live on North Main Street, and not too long ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, I saw one just barreling down the streets down by Elizabeth Street and John Street. So it's something that you can really see throughout the city. It's going to be something that's a little more aggressive than something that we've seen in the past. Really what made this an unfortunate reality for me is when I heard from a school bus driver that she was driving a bus of children and an ATV darted out in front of her. And we can't have that. We just can't have that. If you have an ATV, have the hitch. Drive it on a truck, have it on the hitch. Do the right thing. Don't whip around the city streets and endanger other people. I heard from a resident in Ward 4 during Nemo, there were people out attaching snow tubes to the back of their ATVs and just whipping around the streets. And that's something that you're not just going to hurt yourself or the person on the snow tube. You could hurt someone out trying to shovel their driveway, someone who's just trying to take a walk in the neighborhood. So what we want to do is make sure that people know if you want to ride, you have to ride on someone's property once you get permission. You can't ride on city property, which includes the streets. And we just need people to be responsible. Over the next couple weeks, we will get it off to the city solicitor. There will be a public hearing if we do decide that we're going to introduce the ordinance, which I'm going to push very heavily for. But people can continue to check the city website for the public hearings. I'll have it posted on my own website as well as my Facebook and Twitter account as well.